but the math just makes sense to me. If you're going to invest in this as a business, you want to invest in the best way in all areas of the business to make it a success, right?
All right, everybody, back with another case study. And today we are back to the US and we're here with my friend, Patrick, who's going to tell us his story. Patrick, how are you doing, good sir?
Good, Stephen. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It is great to have you on with us today. And I love doing these case studies. And I know a lot of people love hearing them. So you, my friend, are going to inspire a lot of people today, whether you believe it or not. So no pressure, okay?
Yeah, no, not at all. All good.
Well, you're very laid back there. So I don't think there'll be any pressure on you at all. So with that said, where I'd like to start today with you is I'd like to talk to you a little bit about, like, before you got into Amazon, like career-wise, what were you doing with yourself? Maybe just talk a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about how you got interested in Amazon specifically.
Yeah, I mean, career-wise, I come from the publishing world, specifically enthusiast publishing. So truth be told, working in enthusiast publishing and Amazon they actually go together in a lot of ways because of the niche aspect of things. Even though it's a different medium, the concept of delivering, whether it's content or product, to somebody who's looking for something within a specific niche just makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So it wasn't too far of a stretch, up here to go, okay, that could work.
Yeah. And so was it a case of you enjoy your career, but it was just something like a side gig you wanted to get in place and you started searching online, or how did that happen?
Yeah. So, I mean, I always wanted something to call my own.
Yeah.
I mean, I still work in enthusiast publishing. I love it. I love what I do, but the hair's starting to get white and, I'm thinking what does 10 years look like? What does 5 years look like? What does 24 months look like? I was just looking to create something I could call my own, build over a slow period of time. And, whenever, I retire is really what I was thinking. I would have something because I can't not work. I just it's not something I can fathom. So I would want to have something like I said, I can call my own, something I could run, the decisions start and end here, and, see what I could build out of it.
Cool. And so where best did you find out about, say, marketplace superheroes? Like a lot of people go on a big information search. Was it YouTube, or where did you start learning about the Amazon aspect of things?
Well, I forget exactly where I heard the term FBA, and I had no idea. Amazon got a lot of my money.
Yeah, same here.
So I did. I never thought about where those things came from. I was just like, well, it's Amazon, right? So
yeah.
It's Amazon. So I was like, well, what the heck's FBA? So I literally Googled FBA because I had no clue. And I was like, well, how could you do this? And I was scrolling through, looking at different ways to learn, and I came across a webinar with you and Robert. Yeah. And I looked at it, and my mom's family's from Ireland, so it sounded good to me when I listened to you all. I was like, I trust these guys. I said, you know what? It was really straightforward, really easy to understand. And I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. Mm-hmm. And so, I dove in and started the course, and I actually started with Origin right off the bat. Yeah. Because, in my career, I've always had mentors.
100%.
And mentors can just do everything to reduce that learning curve, flatten that thing out. And you're still going to have, stuff you need to learn, stuff you need to do. However, the power a mentor brings to the table and the ability to, like I said, reduce that curve and kind of expedite the learning process is invaluable to me.
No, there's no doubt. I believe the exact same thing as you. I continue to invest in mentors. I'm actually being somewhat mentored by Jay Abraham, one of my heroes at the moment, which is really cool. And you have to, you got to keep learning from people who are further ahead than you. I think that's a really healthy, good belief system. People who are more, skeptical or whatever, don't share the same belief system. But what I always find is the people that are moaning, they're never very successful. And I think people like you understand mentorship, especially in the career you've been in. That makes sense. So with that said, then you get into Origin, you started learning, you obviously had a coach as well to guide you along, take you along to get into the thinking of research. Obviously you had a bit of an idea of niches and stuff like that from your career. How did that translate for you?
Well, being a journalist, research is something I've done for 20 years. So research was something I'd always just done as a part of my job. So research was something I really, really got into early, and really, I loved it. I love research. And the thing I love about Amazon in general is it's a puzzle, right? It's a puzzle.
Yes.
And when somebody comes into Amazon, right, and I kind of look at it like those, those nesting dolls, right? So you
Yeah.
have the big one,
Russian
the middle
dolls
one,
or
the little
whatever.
one, right, right, yeah, the nesting
Yeah.
dolls. So like Amazon.com, right? That's the big one, right?
Yeah.
So then as you're doing your research, you're going through these levels, right? And so maybe it's not doll number 2, doll number 3, maybe it's doll number 7,
Yeah.
but then all of that research pays off and you find that thing, that you're like, oh man, that's great. Because at the end of the day, what is somebody coming to when they come to Amazon? They have asked themselves a question. They've come up with that answer. And now they want to take action on that answer.
Yeah.
So what do you want to be? You want to be that best answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to be the answer that they find. And so what your course teaches people is how to be that best answer.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, that was brilliantly described. I'm gonna have to steal that, but I will credit you on the nested doll research theory. I like that. That's very nice.
Well, because it's true, right? I mean, the products that I've come to find are successful are, it's not level 2, it's not level 3, it's sub basement 7 in the corner on the left hand side, and truth be told, when I brought my first product to my coach was Carol Rawlings, who's fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what it does. So I really didn't. It's true story. Yeah. I actually went back after because like I said, your course lays it out, and it's data. If the data doesn't add up, you don't pull the trigger. If the math makes sense, then you pull the trigger, right? It's just remove emotion from the equation. Yeah. So the math all made sense, but I still didn't know what it did. Yeah. So I literally went back and started because I'm a journalist, right? So I start researching, what does this thing do and why do people want it? And then I found out like there's this whole massive audience around the planet, because I was focused on the US at first, but around the planet that want this thing. And I went, all right, well, how do I make it better? Right. And again, the course teaches you, look at what the reviews of the competitive products are. Yep. What are they missing? Where are the gaps? What is it that you can make a better offer? These are things I never would have thought of my own, but y'all taught me that. Right. Yep. And so here we go, and then you're off.
Love it, man. It's great. So with your business now, how many products are in your business currently? What are you selling? Like, not what are you selling, but how many products are you selling at the moment?
There's 4 in the US. I just sent 4 to Australia. Yep. 5 is on a container ship going to the US, and I'm also opening the UK. And then 6 is right up after that, and then 7, 8 hopefully by the end of the year.
I love it. You're not messing around at all, which is great. And so how have the experience of the products been for you so far then, like in terms of the 6 that you've had or 5 you've had, whatever, how have they gone for you as such?
Well, let's take a step back, right? So I first learned about you all in May, a year, about 15 months ago now. Yeah. Right. So started in the course, started the research right away. And I don't even joke that the first product I found was actually the first product I pulled the trigger on, which I didn't think was going to be the case, but it was that one, like I said, that was down here, around the corner back there, and went, wow, okay, cool. And Carol's like, well, if that's the first product you're looking at, then you got the research kind of concept down.
You're on the right track.
Yeah. And so, I'm on my 3rd reorder, right? Wow. So that's fantastic. Well and so I'm sending that one over to the UK, and I have a new product that I'm sending to the UK and the US because, again, because of your support that you have, I use Superhero Freight, and I just got with Superhero Office to do the UK company. So that's all sorted. So that's going to be launching this fall, hopefully in the next six weeks. Hopefully the product will be there. So I'm going to have 2 products in the UK, the 4 in the Australia market, which just started last month. And then I've got 4 in the US, and then 5 and 6 coming hopefully in the next month or 2.
I love it. I love doing these case studies, man. I really do, because like we don't always get to hear from people. Like I know you shared some of your successes you've gone on a little bit, but we don't get to hear that much, from all of our members. So it's great to do these because we get to hear straight from a person what your experience has been, and I love that. How was working with Superhero Freight, by the way? Because we put a lot of time into that, and you've been with it for a little while now, and we've improved it a lot since you started. But how was that for you? Like I'm assuming you never tried shipping with anybody else before that. You kind of started with freight as such, obviously.
I did because through the Origin program I got introduced to freight. So but when you start, thanks to like again the system you have and being able to do all the calculations, when you do the math, the truth be told, if it wasn't for Superhero Freight, I don't know where I would be right now with these products. I don't know if I'd have 5 or 6 products. I don't know if I'd have 2. I don't know. But the math just makes sense to me. If you're going to invest in this as a business, you want to invest in the best way in all areas of the business to make it a success, right?
100%.
And so whether it's the course or whether it's support in terms of office, accounting, freight, I mean, y'all have been able to create essentially a one-stop shop to help entrepreneurs reach their goals. So that's been fantastic.
I love it, man. Yeah. Well, look, I have really enjoyed speaking to you, Patrick. It's been great actually getting to speak to you rather than just seeing your posts. So again, congratulations. This is only the beginning for you. I mean, obviously you've got a lot of products on the way, lots more in the pipeline, I'm sure. Yeah. And man, I can't wait to see where you end up. And I can definitely see you becoming a coach for us in the future. I think you're going to nab you as a coach in the future, because, I mean, we need great people like you to guide the next generation of people. We can't do it all ourselves. So hopefully we can nab you in the future to do some coaching as well. Huh?
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Well, look, thanks very much. And I wish you all the best. I really do. I'm delighted to have you as a client. And I just look forward to seeing your success continue.
Yeah, thank you, sir.